What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Christian Corey. Today, I want to give you my top 5 destinations of where I feel future all-star shortstop free agent Carlos Correa could land here in 2021-22 offseason, next offseason. Of course, Correa is part of a very talented free agent class, especially at the shortstop position. Correa is a part of guys who will be free agents, such as Corey Seager, Kyle Seager, Trevor Story, Marcus Semien, and Javier Baez, just to name a few. So I'll be going over my top 5 destinations of where I feel Carlos Correa could land in 2021-22 offseason and why. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Coming in at number 5, I got the Atlanta Braves. Now, I know they have Dansby Swanson, who is about the same age as Carlos Correa. Correa's 26, Swanson's 27. Swanson is a homegrown type of guy, homegrown talent, a very talented shortstop, but again, not on the same level as Carlos Correa. He does not have the same accolades as Carlos Correa does in his young career. I think Correa is probably 10 times better as Dansby Swanson on both sides of the ball. Also, Swanson's contract is up after 2021, which could be a reason why they would need a new shortstop. I think the Braves would want to spend money next offseason. I know they re-signed Marcell Ozuna this past offseason, but again, that was a re-signing. It was a familiar face. I think they need to make a new signing, a big new signing, next offseason, spend some money, get a new face in there. I don't think the Braves fans will be as mad if they sign Carlos Correa when it comes to, a cheater standpoint. I don't think they'll be as curt and as upset with Carlos Correa on that front. They did not face the Astros in the playoffs. They do not have a history with the Astros. The Astros rarely face them at all because they're in different leagues. But again, you have to consider from a Braves perspective that they do have another current player who will be a free agent in 2021 as well. Of course, that is Freddie Freeman. They need to sign back him 110%. That's probably their top priority. But I think if they can get Freddie Freeman and Carlos Correa in the same offseason, it would make them winners of the offseason, next offseason of 2021-22. In my mind, I think it could get them over the top if they do not, in fact, make the World Series or win the World Series this season. So that's why I got Carlos Correa going to Atlanta, Georgia. Number 4 on my list for the top destinations of where Carlos Correa could land is the Anaheim Angels. Yes, they are in Anaheim. I've been there. Geographically, they are the Anaheim Angels. Currently, the Angels do not have a great hitting shortstop in Jose Iglesias. Although his defense is great, he's never been a great offensive player. He's not been a great offensive player. I mean, early days in Boston, great glove. His glove has been everywhere, but his bat has never developed. In Boston, great glove, terrible bat. Detroit, great glove, saw him up close, terrible bat. Does not have good power. Does not hit a lot of home runs, but doesn't even hit doubles and triples or singles at all. I mean, he strikes out a lot. He pop flies a lot. His swing is terrible. Correa is obviously an above-average hitter when it comes to shortstop. And really overall, great defensive shortstop in Correa and offensive shortstop in Correa. So he value is on both sides of the ball. Also, Iglesias' contract is up after the 2021 season. Plus, the Angels are not afraid to spend money. You know that. I mean, is it smart to spend money on a guy like Correa, who's another big bat? Do they really need another big bat? No, they do not need another big bat. But that's what the Angels will do. Obviously, I think they're number 1 top priority, if they do not make a big splash in the trade deadline sometime this season, is a starting pitcher. I mean, they swung and missed in the past on guys like Cole, Strasburg, Bauer, just to name a few. I mean, they got Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he's great. He's Superman without a cape. He throws 104. He hits 450-foot bombs, but the guy can't do everything. They need to add a good arm. But again, this would be an Angels move. I don't think Jose Iglesias will stay in Anaheim for a long term, and they would get Carlos Correa because they got the money, and why not? Why wouldn't Correa want to play in Southern California? Coming in at number 3 is the Toronto Blue Jays. The reason why is because the Blue Jays are on the rise. I mean, they have great talents. They have a young offense. They have guys like Vladdy, Bo Bichette, Biggio, Gurriel Jr., just to name a few. They got Hyun-Jin Ryu. They got Robbie Ray on the pitching side. They just signed this offseason George Springer, a good buddy of Carlos Correa. I know they have Marcus Semien as their shortstop currently, signed to a 1-year, $18 million deal this past offseason. I mean, I don't think they'll re-sign him. I think that'd be their second choice when it comes to getting a superstar shortstop. I think George Springer could be a type of ambassador when it comes to the Blue Jays and the country of Canada when it comes to baseball for, bringing in Carlos Correa. Good friends, Springer and Correa, I would assume. And I think by then, in 2021, the Blue Jays will have a good sense of where they are talent-wise when it comes to their young guns, like Vladdy, Bo Bichette, Biggio, Gurriel Jr. They'll get a better idea of where they're at in their development. They'll probably be more mature. They'll be ready to win. They'll be ready to shake up the East more so. And hopefully by then, in 2021, they'll be able to play in Toronto full-time. So that's another reason why. Second, I got the New York Yankees. First, because as you know, the Yankees' current shortstop situation sucks. They got Gleyber Torres. He's been terrible. Also, the Yankees want to spend money. They can spend money. They always spend money on big bats. That's kind of their forte. Their last great shortstop was the captain, number 2, Derek Jeter. He was the last great shortstop they've had. They haven't had great shortstops. They thought they had great shortstops, but obviously a guy like Torres has not worked out in the middle infield. So I think they need to sign a guy like Carlos Correa. I mean, would it be the smartest move in the world? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. They need to sign starting pitchers. Their starting rotation still is terrible. Even after they got Garrett Cole, it's still been bad. They need to address the starting rotation, but as the Yankees will do, they'll go out and get the bats instead. And might as well get a guy like Carlos Correa. I mean, you could keep Torres even if you sign Carlos Correa, but I don't think it's not like Torres is going to compete for a spot with Correa after you sign Correa to a, $150, $200 million plus contract for, 10 years. I don't think that's going to be the case. They could trade him, obviously. But I think New York for the Yankees would be a great destination for Carlos Correa next offseason. Number 1 on my list is, I know, it's my team, the Detroit Tigers. And why? Well, because the Tigers have not had a great hitting shortstop at all since 1996. The last time was in 96 with the Hall of Famer, Alan Trammell, the last great hitting shortstop, and really last great shortstop at all. Also, their GM, Al Avila, is going to be on the hot seat, I would presume. He should be on the hot seat this year, but again, their team sucks. They're inexperienced, so you can't blame him for that. The reasons why he's not on the hot seat. They need to spend money. I mean, I can't stand these 1-2 year deals who they sign up a guy like Robbie Grossman and a guy like Nomar Mazara, and they end up getting, injured or they just suck. I need for them to sign a guy to more than 3 years when it comes to a contract. Somebody, please get Carlos Correa. Also, they have A.J. Hinch as their manager right now, former manager of the Houston Astros, as you know. Probably has a good relationship with Carlos Correa. I would assume Hinch, like Springer, could be an ambassador and kind of a guy to lure in Carlos Correa to come to Detroit, just like Springer for Correa to come to Toronto. But I think the Tigers would be the number 1 team to get Carlos Correa because they need him the most. I mean, the Yankees, they got options. Other teams got options. The Tigers need to make a big splash. Their GM, Avila, will be on the hot seat. Previous shortstops have not been great other than Alan Trammell. They've had Trammell, Carlos Guillen, Johnny Peralta, Jose Iglesias. Their current shortstop is Willie Castro. I mean, Willie Castro is good, but he's not Carlos Correa, obviously. They have a lot of young talent that are inexperienced. Their starting rotation is very young. That's the really only value they have. They do not have great young hitters in their system. Willie Castro is okay. He's not the best. You could keep Willie Castro, put him at second base, put Correa at short. I love to have a guy who can swing the bat. Miguel Cabrera will be gone soon. You need to sign a guy up for a long-term deal. I'd love to have a guy like Carlos Correa in Detroit at shortstop, because we've not had a good hitting shortstop, like I said, since Alan Trammell back in 1996. But that's what I got. Carlos Correa. Number one destination is the Detroit Tigers. So, like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below your thoughts on what you thought of my top 5 destinations of where Carlos Correa could land next offseason. Comment down below your top destination for Carlos Correa. All right, guys, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you later.